Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports, and look at who is in the hot seat now. It's not my car. My car has not lifted, sitting over here. This car will not be in this position nearly as long as mine was. Mine was with the rear end up like this for a long time. I'm hoping to get this all done in one day. So yesterday I dropped the rear subframe. Today I'm going to be welding the rear subframe reinforcement plates from Max Peating Rods. I'll have that linked in the description. But this video will be mostly focused on the bushings that we're doing and why we're doing them, and kind of talk about the premise. But before we get into that, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to check us out on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports. We also do giveaways on there, so if you're following us, you're automatically entered into our giveaways. These right here, which we'll unbox in just a moment, are all ECS Tuning and Turner Motorsport, either polyurethane or solid mounts. Why I keep giving my wife the really cool stuff, I don't know why. Mine was done with Bevan seat. It's still really good stuff. It's the polyurethane, all that stuff. But she's getting some solid mounted stuff. So I've got polyurethane engine mounts and transmission mounts, the interlink, the Guibo, the flex disc for the steering rack. And she's got all solid stuff. And now she's getting even more solid stuff. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see the two cars. Again, we're kind of building them the same but different. So they'll have the same parts swapped out, but they'll be done with different manufacturers and slightly different specs of parts. We're really excited to get hers done, and that's what we'll be doing today. Let's go over to the workbench. I will unbox this. I'll show off everything that we've got. And again, these are linked down in the description below. Just like my race car, we've got the ECS Tuning polyurethane rear bushings. Really fancy ones. There you go. Look at those. I'm really excited to get these guys put in. These specific ones here are the trailing arm bushings. I think these are upper inner. Those look cool as well. Packaged real nice. Oh, and then these ones here are going to be the 4 subframe, the big ones. As you can see here, those are solid. Like there's no bushing in that at all. We're really hoping that this stiffens up the cars and we can notice a big difference. We are going to be removing the old ones. If you remember in a previous video we had the cup kit, a bushing press kit from Amazon. That works fairly well. You do have to buy your own bolts and nuts for it because this diameter, well actually like these ones here, those are too small. So you have to go buy like longer bolts. You can do those cup kits. They do work fairly well, especially if you're just doing like a couple here and there. But where I'm doing an entire rear end today and I need to get it done like an hour ago, I've got a Matco tool ball press joint kit, which is, I'll have the number here, BJP18100. That kit is like almost $1,000. If you're doing them all the time, great. If you're doing them once, I would just get the Amazon ones. So here we are with the rear end completely done. I have it over here getting ready to go back in the car. I have finished the max pitting rods reinforcement plates, and I'll have a video on that too, because not only did we do it in my car, did it in this car, and I'm going to be talking about my Harbor Freight welder, so stay tuned for that video as well. This right here is all done. The only ones that aren't done are these upper ones, and Bevancy will be supplying those in the lower ones. And then this right here is another Bevancy part we put on. Those are the toe adjustments that allows you to change your toe further than the stock plates would. With everything being done, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. These are not any harder to press in. I was a little bit worried about them since there's like no give to them at all, but the OEM ones didn't have any give to that outer sleeve. So these are basically the exact same. If anything, these are a little bit easier because you can push in the middle where the OEM ones would tear. So not that you'd ever have to replace these, but if you ever I accidentally put this one here instead of over there, you can push them out fairly easily. And I did have to do that at one point. I started pushing in the wrong ones into the front. So that's why I wanted to make sure that everybody knows where they go. Your round one here, oval one on that side. So this is the driver and passenger side. And then the ones that are actually slightly different sized, those ones go in the front. It is a big job. This whole job right here probably saves you probably $3,000 not taking it to a shop. And that's if you can find a shop that will do mechanic work and welding. A lot of shops won't do that. A lot of shops are, one or the other. So if you had to get a satellite welder over to another shop or something like that, would cost you even more money. So it's definitely worth it to do this. If you just had to do one car, you can buy that welder with gas and this bushing kit, and you could still do this for about $1,000 less than taking it to a shop, and then you'd have a welder left over at the end, which is kind of cool. So there are some upsides and downsides to doing it yourself. You don't need a lot of tools to do this. It's a pretty standard tool kit. If you just have a master set, you can pull the rear end. You need one jack, 2 jack stands, and really honestly, it's not that bad doing it on the ground. In fact, I would rather do this on the ground than the lift that I've got. My 4-post lift means that there's runways that run all the way up the side of the car, which means once you drop the rear end, you have to slide it out the side. And that is definitely a 2-person job. This is a 1-person job. I dropped this all by myself, unbolted it, and got the jack underneath it and brought it down all in one piece and just rolled it out from underneath the car. So it's definitely doable by yourself. And if you want it done right, there's only one way to do it. It's by yourself. This car just came back from the exhaust shop, so we'll have videos on this in the future. I really appreciate everybody so much for watching. I know this video had a lot of stuff going on, but believe me, we have a lot more coming up on the channel, including, like I said, a road test with this rear end compared to essentially the Bevancy rear end of that car. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Comments or questions down in the comment section below, and we will see you in the next video.
Bam!